We are about halfway through the month of January. Actually, when it's noon, I would say we're halfway through the month of January. It's not quite 10 of 7 in the morning, but we made it. Huh. I just noticed we got like some snow. Not like a heavy amount of snow, but I can clearly tell it snowed. Like, it's obviously, there's enough snow that I can tell it's there, but not so much that it covers like every facet of the parking lot. Like, I can still see like those yellow lines that measure where the car is, where you park. Happy hump day, everyone. Let's get to my low, my high, my active kindness. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to sound like that guy, but both my low and my high both have to do with my nephews. Because while I'm glad I got to see them yesterday, their behavior was a little less than stellar. I'll say that much. Let's just say my mom was pretty furious. Well, not furious, but very disappointed in how my nephews were behaving. Let's see. I guess there's just my act of kindness. I took out the garbage for my folks. And I also filled their dishwasher a little bit. And I helped make dinner. We had leftovers last night. It was actually pretty good. So yeah. We made it halfway through the month of January, guys. I feel it's important to talk about this right now. Partly because at the moment nothing's going on. But also, I mean, yeah, I am aware of current events. I'm aware of the fires in California. I'm aware of, other major things going on. I mean, we had the presidential inauguration on the 20th, I believe. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is also Martin Luther King Day. So, yeah, those events are coming up. But I feel like I should at least discuss how I'm feeling. Listen, I've said this before. We're in the month of January. The holiday season's long over. It's cold. It's depressing. The days, while they're getting slightly longer, are still pretty short. The nights, while they're getting shorter, are still pretty much longer. So, if you're feeling depressed at this time of year, I get it. Personally, I've never really, I do suffer from depression, but I've never really felt depressed at this time of year. Seasonal depression never really hits me until after summer's over. I guess by this point I'm pretty used to it, that it doesn't bother me. So, the fact that we're halfway through January begs the question, how am I doing? Oh. It's actually a little too soon to elaborate on that. I still have about another month or so before I can even consider doing this. But in terms of, so I'm going over the days in my head because I'm trying to make sure sorry. Can you tell it's also very early for me too? I'm getting kind of sleepy. Right, I was talking about how I'm feeling right now. Overall, I just feel fine. Again, it's just been over 2 weeks into the new year, and Actually, I should say I'm better than fine. I should say that. I should say I'm better than fine. Largely because of what happened this past Sunday. I mean, I got to go to Laurentide Beer Company to watch a Bills game with a whole bunch of Bills Mafia people. That was a lot of fun. By default, it's the most fun I've had all year, and for the moment, it's the best day of 2025 so far. I know I made the bold and far too early statement of saying that 2025 were to end after Sunday, and I would have said it was a good year. And I stand by that for the most part. Again, it's still far too early to make any kind of judgment, and plus, the year only just started. On New Year's Day, when I made that post about, what I'm looking forward to, and I actually started typing out the list, as time's gone on, I've added several things to that list, including checking out, basically, when I think about my bucket list for 2025, I'm mainly thinking of, when I first made it, I was thinking about what do I know for a fact is happening in the coming months, in the coming year. And from that point on, and from that, I can infer to other things that I know they're happening. I just gotta remember that later. And if I remember that later, I'll simply add to the list. Like, I just talked about Sakamoto Days. Watching Sakamoto Days was on my bucket list for 2025, but I didn't put that on there until just the other day. Technically, I could check watching Sakamoto Days off my bucket list, but I was going to wait until probably the first season is over to do so. However, going to any Bills backer, watching a Bills game at a Bills backer bar, that was on my bucket list that I also added, and I was able to check that off. So yeah, 12 days into 2025, and I was already able to check off 9 off my bucket list. It's pretty good. I mean, we still got a long way to go. And also, should I ever check an item off my bucket list, and it's something that I'm capable of doing multiple times in a year, like for example, I plan on seeing Claudia Hoiser at Laurentide at the end of the month. That won't be the only time I see Claudia Hoiser this year, because she always does shows up at the Finger Lakes during the summer. She might come to the first. If Elmira does an Alive After 5 in March like they did last year, she might do that too. So I do plan on seeing Claudia Hoiser multiple times. And if that's the case, I'll probably just add, another check mark to it. Let's see what else. Also, I want to add watching certain movies onto my bucket list. Not that I remember what's happening, but 2024 might have been the first year I actively tried to remember absolutely everything great that happened during the year. And I still wound up forgetting some things. I know I literally just forgot something earlier. Shoot. It'll probably come back to me later. So, by the time 2025 is over, I plan on having a lot of things checked off my bucket list. And I do plan on doing so. But again, much like 2024, 2025 will be a year of patience for me. The difference is, at the beginning of 2024, I couldn't have seen that coming. Now, having learned from last year, I now know to take things as they come, rather than try and force great moments to happen. Again, like Sunday, all I simply did was go to Laurentide. I wasn't exactly expecting what I got in terms of how great it was. I knew I was in for a good time, but I couldn't have imagined, again, it'd be like a DJ, there's like a whole bunch of dancing, especially when the Bills were playing well. I got to lead in the Let's Go Buffalo chant. I got to do all that. I couldn't have predicted how great Sunday was going to be, but it was. And really all I did was just go to Laurentide. Whatever happened after that happened. That's what I mean by don't try and force anything. Let these things come to you. So now I simply play the waiting game. Luckily, I can say that 2025 has been okay. I mean, again, it's only 2 weeks. And frankly, I was lucky to have checked off an item off my bucket list. I wasn't expecting to really do anything significant until actually this Saturday. But I still got to do it. And when 2025 ends, I'll be able to look back on what happened and I'll say, yeah, I did that. That's another thing too. Like, if it's a truly great day, I'm going to write down the day and the date of said day. And by day, I mean day of the week. I'm going to write that down. And when 2025 comes to an end, I'll be like, oh yeah, specifically these things happened. Again, 2025, I think is going to be... 2024, I did act a bit rashly. Again, that's why I learned it was a year of patience for me. 2025, I think, is going to be the first year I actively try and make it a good year. In a smart way. Like, don't rush into things. You know, let the great moments come to you. If people want to include you in things, then just let them. If not, don't sweat it. It's probably the sort of thing that they want to keep a low profile for or whatever. Sure, let's do that. I mean, again, if events do go on that I'm not included in terms of like things I could actually be invited to, and I don't get invited to them, yeah, I'm still gonna be bummed. But I know better than to sweat it so much. Seriously, there was one thing that happened last August that I didn't get an invite for, and I let that pretty much, you know, I couldn't stop thinking about that for weeks. So this time I know, okay, if I'm included in things, just be glad I'm included. Don't be silly. You know, you're going to have a good year if you just be smart about it. And that's what I plan on doing. Sorry if this video is a little bit, you know, not much happening. There's just nothing happening right now. I mean, Hot Ones isn't doing anything at the moment. In fact, I really wouldn't expect anything Hot Ones related for another week or so. Sakamoto Days is a new episode coming out on Saturday, which today is not Saturday. It's hump day. Football doesn't happen until the weekend either, so can't really think about football at the moment. there won't be another Masked Singer season until February 12th, so that's another thing we gotta wait for. So yeah, my point is, if you want to feel cold and depressed at this time of year, I get it. But technically, I didn't make how great Sunday was, but I never would have known if I didn't go out and get it. And that's what happened. If you're feeling, melancholy at this time of year, why not try making something happen? Step out of your comfort zone. Full stop. I actually wasn't sure I wanted to go to Laurentine on Sunday, but I took the risk anyway, and the risk paid off. So take that what you will. Oh, and also, in case you didn't see my short yesterday, that's actually another part of my low. I forgot to do to go over the NFL picks. If I can just, I was 4 and, yeah. I was 4-2 on the week. And so, I'm now 186-90 on the year. Okay. I know I literally did that in my short last night, but in case any of you guys missed it. I hope you liked this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, you get 11 the always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.